It's Annetta Hunter with Wellnow Consultants and WellnowConnect.com. We're here with my dear friend Jennifer Lundqvist, who has been a dear friend for, gosh, how many years, Jennifer? Like 30?
Probably 30, yeah, 30.
30 years. And we have been through some stuff together, just life in general, and always on the same page at the same time. And it's so funny because we are each other's support system. We are girlfriends. We are just confidants, everything. And you cannot have a better one. So thank you. So tell us a little bit about what you do. I want to preface it really quickly with this episode is based on my book, The Profit in Your Passion, Kick Your 9 to 5 to the Curb, that I wrote years ago and never did anything with, but now it's about time. So I thought I would start it off with that and just talk to my friends about their businesses and what it takes to be a passionpreneur and get their talents out there, what they're doing, how they want to show up in the world and do the work that they do and contribute to society in a meaningful way. Not just working for someone else in a 9 to 5, but doing what you love to do on a daily basis. Tell me about what it is you're working on these days.
So quite a few things. I'm going to try to narrow it down. I consider myself a multi-passion entrepreneur. So what does that mean? That means obviously I have many passions. And oftentimes when someone is multi-passionate, they have a difficult time focusing. You often hear, well, why don't you narrow it down and focus on one particular item or one particular thing? But a multi-passionate person finds that difficult because actually what gets them going, what keeps that engine going is actually giving a little bit of energy to all these passions. So, and I have tried earnestly to say, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that, just stick to this. Then I immediately feel an imbalance. So, we're always told, listen to that inner voice, listen to what's talking to you, listen to where you feel you're supposed to be. And that's where you're supposed to be. We're all where we're supposed to be right now. Like I always try to remember that we're all where we're supposed to be right now. Even though at the moment it seems like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? Like, how come this is happening? Why is this happening? But we're supposed to be where we're supposed to be, right? So anyway, I kind of got off subject there for a moment. But at any rate, I am currently working on, and I have been for many years. I've been in the direct sales business now for, oh my gosh, I've been in the direct sales for almost 10 years, right? For almost 10 years. So the current company I'm with, am I allowed to mention that here in that company? I can? Is it okay?
Sure.
Okay, so I guess I should. I can. I mean, it's just my business. I'm a consultant with Epicure, and Epicure is a Canadian food company. And what we do is we help people eat better. So all of our spices are gluten free, low sodium, low sugar. Some have no sugar and no salt altogether. No colorants, no artificial colorants, no artificial flavors. They haven't been exposed to any not X-rays, but in French it sounds like X-ray. Sorry, because I'm thinking of the French equivalent. To my God, what is it with it? I mean, you have an X-ray, you're exposed to
Radiation.
Radiation. Thank you, radiation. So it's very, very clean, very, very healthy spices. So what I do is I give cooking classes, and since COVID, we've been doing a lot of it online. So I'm in a position where I'm thinking I'd like to go a little bit further in this business. So I'm currently working on that. Simultaneously, I have introduced another passion into my life, and it just started this past January. And some of it is exposed behind me, but I'm a newfound artist. I'll just say I'm an artist. I'm new in the neighborhood, but I am loving it, and I spend quite a lot of time drawing and painting and sketching, and I'm following YouTubers as you can do a lot of free training on YouTube. So that is where I'm at right now. Where do I want to go with this? Well, I'm trying to keep it pressure free. We always think that as soon as we learn how to do something, we're having fun with it. We always all of a sudden have to attach it to something monetary. And so I'm trying not to do that. However, I do have a plan with it. So, and that plan is to perhaps share it with other stores. I wouldn't mind doing prints for calendars, for journals, really anything, graphic art as well. That's something else that I'm sort of dabbling in. I'm opening myself up to it. I've been for many years sort of, well, no, you don't do art on a tablet, just like you don't read on a tablet. But of course, now we get used to reading on a Kindle because there's some logic to it. You know, if you can go on a plane with something very, very thin and light, why not take the Kindle as opposed to the book? So I understand. So with graphic art, there is an art in that as well. There's a training in that as well. So now I've become very open to that because of my discovery of colors and markers and color and pencils and that sort of thing. So, and it kind of goes along with what I do anyway. I feel like at this stage of my life, I'm opening up to another venue of doing art. Originally a musician, so I feel like this is an extension of a way of expressing myself. So this is what I'm currently doing right now. So really, my art and my epicure business.
You said something very interesting, Jennifer, because I discovered that because I am too an artist from way back, just drawing as a kid, growing up and learning even more ways to express myself artistically. That also, as computers came on the line online, it seems like that's another art form for me to delve into as well, because I can be very creative in creating websites and doing stuff like that and of course creating flyers on, what was that called, PowerPoint. I that's an extension of my art ability. So yes, absolutely, your creativity from being an artist musically extends right into the graphic arts, and I think that makes perfect sense. And that is something that I love, about that we can kind of meander. It has meandering qualities to it that we can explore so many different mediums of art, and that's one of them. So that's awesome. I'm excited for you because as long as I've known you, I've never known you to do artwork.
Yeah, that's those things where, well,
I love that.
I think I've shared this with you some time ago, Annetta. Back in 2008, I think it was 2007, 2008, I had bought a sketchbook because I was really fascinated with the idea of sketching.
Mhm.
And I remember the time Sasha was probably two, must have been 2008, right? So he was maybe two. It was that, or maybe he was two, it was that fall or winter. And so I went out to the Staples there, and I went and got a sketchbook. And then I just sort of sketched and realized, like, oh, Jen, you just like the concept of it, but you don't really know how to do it. And so I never did it again.
Yeah.
And then this past January, when I was off work because I hurt my knee, I had been talking with a coworker who just finished art school. Yeah, he got a graphic art degree. That's what it was in school. And so we were talking about sketching because he'd been doing all these sketches. And so he's like, oh, Jennifer, you should try it. So fast forward, I'm at home, and all of a sudden I come across the old sketchbook that I hadn't seen since 2008. And I realized that one of my kids, my oldest son, had been sketching in it. So I was like, how funny is that? Like, I was sketching his brother's shoe, and now he. So I took that book, I reclaimed that book, and started sketching in it. And I started following YouTubers or people who sketched, and so it kind of started like that. And then I really slipped into the fact that, and I should back up a little bit. I was really inspired by a YouTuber out in Sweden. My husband got me onto this young lady on YouTube. Said, Jennifer, you should follow her. I think you like, she's up your alley. And so I was like, really? But he's always been on the mark with things he thinks I'm going to be interested in. So I start watching her, and I'm thinking, God, she was in such a beautiful area. It's out in the woods, and she's out there with her boyfriend, and she's an artist, and she does incredible videos. That's her thing, with videos. But she also does other kinds of visual art, and it is like she'll do painting. She creates her own pigments with the sand and stones that she grinds. So I was watching her work and she was saying, I'm so blessed that I live in such a beautiful area. And so I looked outside my window and I was like, well, I'm blessed too. I live in a gorgeous area. And that's kind of how it started. And then I went out and got some acrylic paints, and I got and then people were telling me to try. Another coworker last year was like, Jennifer, why don't you just go to the dollar store, get some paints and just start painting. And I kept thinking, well, no, you haven't gone to art school. You can't do that. Like, So you have to really, it's so funny how we're so programmed that you have to have this in order to do that, but you actually don't. Unless you're going unless you want to become a brain surgeon, something that where people's lives are at risk, yeah, you need to get some a little bit more in-depth training, and I wouldn't count on just YouTube. I would probably suggest you go to school for that. But otherwise, graphic art, and I'm a multimedia artist because as you know, I'm a multi-passionate person, right? So kind of all goes together. I can't just use one medium. So I like combining markers and watercolors and colored pencils and acrylic, like all of that together to embellish a picture. So, but that's kind of how I got started. It was really being inspired by her coworkers who are already doing art. Um, and then I've always had this fascination with like colored pens. Like we would go to office stores and I was like, God, I wish I was in grammar school again and needed all these pens because I would start accumulating some and like hiding them from my husband. He's like, you're 8. Why do you have all these colored pens? Like it's crazy.
It brings out your inner child, though, doesn't it?
And so I have my whole collection of all my colored markers. It's like now I get to use everything. I'm legit. It's okay. I'm not just hoarding pens just for the colors. So yeah. So
Oh,
yeah.
oh my God, I love that. Yeah, when I worked in an art store, Koenig Art Emporium in Hartford, Connecticut, it was so much fun being around all those pens, the colors, the different mediums, paints, and everything. It was so much fun to do that because art was my heart, and I turned that into designing and architecture and design, which up above, Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water sketch. That I didn't do it, but I
I
could.
know that's behind you, right?
But it's just so freeing. It's part of your soul, I believe, that whole
Oh
thing.
gosh, the paint forever. Yes.
It's calming too. A lot of people, art therapy is a real deal. I mean,
Mhm.
it's really truly
Totally.
a calming thing to
Mhm.
do. So I think when you've discovered this, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that you discovered in yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I just feel like right now it's like I hope it never ends. And I have sort of it's so funny. I have this like little fear in the back of my mind that am I the type of person who, and I don't know if any other people listening can relate to this, but for a while when I lived in Labrador, Annetta knows the story. I played a lot of guitar. Annetta actually accompanied me to some open mics. Remember Annetta back in Connecticut?
that was so cool.
And so, and I still play guitar, but I don't play as regularly as I've been playing because now, the family life and I'm working now. And at the time I didn't have a family. And, so you get distracted. I don't have the time. Like I remember for the kids, I would spend all day learning songs, like all day before I actually had started working when I was in Labrador. So, and so eventually I had to stop doing that. Well, I didn't have to, but I eventually just stopped. It's like we go through seasons. I
Right.
love seeing seasons because another YouTuber, Tatiana uses the term seasons, like we go through seasons. So, and I try to tell myself, well, it doesn't mean I quit it because that was the fear I was having. I was like, well, I'm so into this art now. It's something, and within like a year, it's sort of be like, I'm not into that anymore. So that was my fear because I can't imagine not doing it anymore. So I said to myself, well, you are busy, but why don't you take out your guitar a little bit? Like I was listening to a song on the radio yesterday and I thought, Jen, that's a perfect song. Easy chords, take your guitar out this weekend, just kind of brush up, warm your hands up, get your voice going again and just do it again. And it's
Yeah.
okay, and I kept telling myself, you're going through seasons. You did that hardcore. And I'm kind of doing this art the same way. That's why it worries me because I'm doing it so hardcore and getting so like I was into doing a workout, working out. I get so hardcore and then realize, okay, it's so much you're gonna get burnt out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like to say, well, Jennifer, love it, just love on it as much as you can and as much as you want to. And if the season changes, the season changes. It's
Yeah.
okay. You're just evolving, and it's sort of like I need everything that I'm doing at
That's right.
different times in my life. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Like you said, there are seasons that we go through things, and
Yes,
I
exactly.
can't wait till I get back to the season where I'm sketching again because I feel it's going to happen. It's
Mhm.
just when I'm in a place where I don't have all the worries, I don't have all the stress and all of the
Right.
pressure of life. And actually, I could probably use a little sketching just to calm me down. So I should probably start
Yes.
to sketch again. But it's my art therapy. And then, it is just one of those fun things to do just because, it's
Exactly, just because for no reason. I think, Jennifer, and I'm listening to so many YouTubers who are saying there is no bad art. Like, don't start drawing something and go, oh, I know I messed up. Everything isn't going to turn out the way we want it to. Just keep on going. Just keep
yeah,
drawing every day. Just keep doing it every day. And so as I do it every day, yes, I have some really good days. And some days I'm just like, this looks like, you know, I won't even say what it looks like, but it's not like one of my finer pieces of work. You know what I mean? So, but it's okay. It's like as I'm doing this, I'm just getting better and better and better and better. I'm just improving. You're always improving when you're staying at something daily, and the consistency.
yes,
It's the
that's it exactly.
consistency.
Consistency is key. And that
Oh,
is one of my issues. I have a hard time being consistent with things, and
we
it's
all
a
do it.
daily
You
struggle.
have a problem. I'm sorry, Netta. Go ahead. I just go
Oh,
ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying it's a daily struggle, definitely, because that's a weakness and you
Yes,
want to get better. So I am working on that, and hopefully I'll get there. So,
and I think part of the problem, at least with me, is I have to realize that you can't always have fun in something you have to do every day. See, that's the thing.
why
And I was
not?
talking about that today when I was running my errands. I was like, you do this every day because you're having fun. And if someone told you every day you had to do 16 algebra problems every single day, and there were going to be new ones, and you weren't sure if it would be like pulling teeth
Mhm.
because you weren't enjoying it. But it was
Yeah.
something you had to do because somehow it was going to help you with your artwork. Somehow these two were interrelated.
Uh-huh.
But for
Uh,
some reason, you're just like, well, I won't do the math this morning. I'll do some extra hours tomorrow. But you
yeah.
see, because
Yes.
I'm not enjoying it. So
Right.
that's always the thing. It's hard to realize we have to do things that we don't enjoy also. That's just how it works.
That's true. That's true. And I
And
think you can
that's
put
the
that in the
fault.
context
Mhm.
of being consistent because you let things get in the way of your consistency. Just like that. It's like, I'll do it tomorrow. It'll be all right. I'll do
I
it
don't
tomorrow.
like it. I
Yeah.
don't like
I
it.
don't
Just like
like onions. Right.
yes,
Right.
exactly.
And it's just frustrating because I think you get to a point like you're letting yourself down. You're feeling like, oh God, I did it again. Here I go, trying something new. And then I'm all excited about it. And then I just let it lapse and it just goes, away. And here's another project that I'm doing, I'm excited about now as I'm going on and on and on. And then I'll let that go too. And it's like, okay, you have to stop sometimes and just realize, okay, what's going on? Ask yourself what's happening. And whether or not you are someone who, like myself, my innate nature as an Aries person, but the nice Aries person, people, I'm not the mean Aries person on the other end, but and sorry for that too, because that's not true either. You're not bad by any means, but it is just one of those things that I think you find about yourself and learn about yourself that for me, I tend to, what is the word I was looking for? I let things go after a while. And, because I know that about myself, then it's something I'm working on and trying to be better. So
You're
anyway,
not alone. Yeah, you're not alone in that.
I think we all have those little traits.
People, I think, who do the same thing. We
Yeah.
don't always see them because we're looking at people who are successful. So we don't
Right.
see them, falling off the wagon. Um,
Exactly.
but I think it's just like, and when it happens, we can't really, we aren't supposed to punish ourselves and say, oh, see, you just ruined the whole week. Just say, nope, I didn't ruin the whole week. I'm gonna do some stuff tomorrow, actually. I'm gonna make a couple calls right now, actually, or, that dreaded part of whatever your business is. There's always a part of the business that is not the most exciting part,
Right.
so you just don't really want to.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a mindset we have to learn to cultivate because
yes,
everybody has that little voice in the back of their head that's like, oh, there you go again. That great
yes,
voice that we
yes.
all have. And it's so frustrating because it's like, it's your mom or your dad in the back of your head. See, I told you weren't going
I,
to do that.
how, how do you set these goals for yourself and then you don't act on it? You don't do any of the work.
Yeah.
Like you need to hear yourself
What are
say
you going to
that.
do to be successful if you don't follow through? That's the word
Yeah,
I was looking for. Follow through.
right. You have to write a book, Kick the Voice to the Curb. That's in your next book.
Girl,
Voice to the curb.
yes, that is the truth. That's the mindset book we need to all learn.
Speaking of which, yeah.
Oh God, it's so funny. But yeah, this is so cool. And this is kind of my lesson about my life too, because I'm at a point in my life where as I've been talking about this channel of Wellnow Connect, it is a new baby for me. It's a new baby that I want to bring out and help grow and flourish. And the only way I can do that really is organically. So having a YouTube channel that talks about my site and letting people know about it, I think is a good way to go about it. And then that will help me stay on track with it, grow the site organically, let people know there's all things wellness site, that we have people on there that you can go to if you're looking for hypnotherapy, if you're looking for epicure, for instance, healthy eating. And Jennifer, I will invite you to be a part of the site if you'd like to do your epicure on there.
You.
And have people, be able to contact you, because you can do epicure, even though you're in Canada, you're in Quebec. You can do it in the States as well, right?
Yeah, Epicure is fully running and very successful in the States.
Awesome. Because I believe I remember it was Epicure. Someone I know had this amazing, amazing seasoning that we put on salmon, and
Yeah.
we made salmon salads, and the seasoning made it. It
Mm,
was so incredibly good. Oh my God. And I've been wanting that ever since. I've not been able to find it. So you're going to have to help me find it, and I will order
yeah,
it from you.
yes, absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
that is so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, Jennifer, I know you had a really wonderful project a while back about doing an all salads recipe book.
Oh, yes, one of my other projects. Yeah. Oh,
I know that was an amazing project, and you put a lot of work into that. And where is it now?
it's sitting in the computer that I'm watching you on, actually. Where it
Oh,
is.
no. Oh, no.
Here.
Well, right there. Okay. Well, we need to get it out of there. And you can put that on the site too and sell
Exactly.
your.
You know what? When was it? I guess it was last week. I was talking with a coworker, and I was saying, yes, I have these projects. I have to write them all out because they've all been started. And the
Yeah.
thing is, if you don't keep it in front of you, you're going to forget about them. And the only reason I brought it, remember, was because he was talking about a book as well. And he says, have you ever thought about writing a book? And I was like, well, it's funny you're saying that. I have a cookbook I started writing. I said, it must be like 3 years ago now. I said, I still have it. It's not finished. I definitely
Right.
have it's in my computer and I have recipes in there, but it's just not done. So
Oh my
thank you
gosh.
for bringing that up. Yes,
Well,
that's definitely
it's
something.
incentive for you to finish it so you can post it on there and sell it.
Yes, I
So,
would love to do that. But that's a motivator, a
yeah,
definite motivator.
yeah, I think that would be awesome because I can't wait to see it. Jennifer, just so you all know, she has been my salad queen. As long as
Mhm.
I've known her, she has loved salads, and she's made it so like, oh my gosh, like,
Exactly.
oh
I
my
make
God, that
salads.
looks so
Yes,
good. And she does these
yes.
salad dressings and all these different things. It's like, oh my goodness, she makes salads a whole new thing for me. So, I can't wait because I want to try some of the recipes because that would be a really, really fun thing to do.
Well,
So I want to
you're just talking about it is really encouraging me to go back and
see.
continue working on. So that is definitely on my list of projects to be completed. Yes, I have to
Okay,
pick a date because they say if you don't pick a date,
right.
it's floating out in the universe. It's sort
Yeah,
of like you're
right.
important, but not enough to put a date on you. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So,
Exactly. And here's another challenge. Why don't you illustrate it with your art?
oh, that was already in the works. Do you realize
It's
I already
already in the
thought of
works.
that?
I
Yeah,
remember you
I have to
talking about that.
illustrate it.
Yes.
Yes, do the illustrations. Yes, yes,
The the combination of both loves coming
yes,
together. That
yes,
is great.
absolutely. Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
see,
Well,
I'm a good business coach. I can pull stuff out of it's like, oh, but do this, do that, do this. But
well,
yeah, you should.
something I did remember, I don't know if you remember that years back, I was talking about cards for my direct sales business. And so
Yeah.
I did actually get a bunch printed. I just had one image, but I just it's kind of a silly little card. I don't know if you can see it under the light, but it's just a
Oh,
nice report
yes.
with
Oh,
some vegetables. And it's not, obviously, it's not my best piece of work, but I kept dilly dallying and trying to find reasons like, oh, well, let me do another drawing. Oh, I don't like this one. So I was like, Jennifer, take them to Staples and print them up. They're just thank you cards. You're not
That's
saying you're Monet or Manet or anybody. It's not Degas. It's just a thank you card.
it's
That's
just
it.
thank you card.
So I
But
printed
I
them
know
up.
what you mean. It's like that's your work that you're
Yes,
putting out there.
exactly.
It means a lot to you to be nice.
Yes, and it's just nice to know that this way people can see, oh, she cooks and she also likes. They won't know it's me because I didn't think to put my signature. I should have done that. So my
Oh,
next lunch,
yes.
yeah,
Oh
I'll
my
put
God.
my signature on there, but I can just put a little comment regarding the card, or maybe I'll just actually put it on there with permanent ink. I could probably do that with just a little black or
Yeah.
the light colored pen in the corner. I'll probably do that. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do that. But yeah, so I was really excited. I've sent some of those out already. So yeah,
Oh, then you definitely want to put your name on it. Is
yes,
that's important for people to say. And you did this? That's so
right,
cool. That's
right,
great.
right.
It's like you're so multi-talented.
Well, so
Is
are you, Anna.
oh, thank you. I try, but is there anything else you'd like to talk about? I know we
Um,
have
let's
things
see
that
what
you do.
else. I guess I should go on multi passions. Well, I guess the other thing with this is I really talk about this because I've been doing it since I was a child. But and that I also play with the symphony here. I play the cello for the symphony
Yes.
here. So we are they've decided to have I think for either it's going to be for next spring, possibly we're going to do with six of the cellists in the symphony. We're going to do this one particular piece that's actually for two celli. It's a concerto by Vivaldi for two celli. So we've got a version for six. So it's going to be very, very full.
Yes.
The other two celli are playing. I think they're playing the accompaniment, which would normally be either an orchestra or a piano. So it's going to be really interesting. So I'm very excited about that. So I believe we're going to try to do that for next spring if all works out because we have a very full year with our concerts this year. So, but anyway, that's another little project that's kind of in the works. So
Sounds
these
great.
six
Yeah, as long as
results,
I've known you, you've been in the symphony doing something like that, and playing the cello.
yeah.
So
So,
talented. Also, you have a YouTube channel too.
oh my God. Okay, I'm going to edit this. I already see where something needs to be cut out.
No, no, we're gonna keep it all in.
Oh no.
No, Jenny, you can't be shy. You're an actress too, and you're so good.
Reaching out for the whole world, and then I'm like, but I'm not going to share the link with anybody. You know,
Oh, come on.
no, I'm being silly, but no, I will share it. But even that, I mean, like this weekend, I told myself I was going to get another one out there. So, but now we're talking about Epicure. I do have an Epicure YouTube channel as well. That's strictly just Epicure. So I'll
Oh,
share
yeah,
that because you're in the
yeah.
States. I'll share
We'll
that.
put
But
it
I
down
will
in the
share
link.
my other link. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I will share
yeah.
my other because my other link really is about really. I've been trying to think of a purpose because they always say you have to have a purpose to your videos. It's
Hmm.
really just kind of the everyday life, my everyday challenges, and
Yeah.
and and things that I enjoy doing.
Yes.
And then just my enthusiasm for salads because I love going to grocery store. Not a lot of people like grocery shopping. That is one of my highlights, believe it or not. If I'm not in a hurry, I
Yeah.
love going to the produce section. I love just going through and saying, "Oh, what can I put together?" Like I
Mhm.
love all of that. So I
You should
want
do a video following you in the store.
that's exactly what I want to do with that. That's exactly it.
That's
It's
awesome.
now I'm kind of nervous bringing the camera into the grocery stores and walking and talking. And I've even seen YouTubers who are like, okay, I'm getting kind of shy now because people are watching, so I'm going to stop filming right here. Because I can see myself doing that.
You know what? It's going to be a regular thing because there's so many people starting their own YouTube channels that they're going to be everywhere. Just like the selfies.
Yeah,
Now
like
it's going to be cameras, videos, and everything, and recording. So
should just
that's
get
just going to
over
be
it.
a new
Right.
thing.
I should just get over it. It's like no one cares about me. Like Jennifer, just no one cares about you. Just do your thing. That's what I tell myself. So yes, I'm gonna do maybe that's what I'll do. I'll make that one my grocery store run, what I'm gonna
Yeah,
prepare it and
yeah.
talk about it and so yeah.
Great. That would be great. That would be fun. I think you get a lot of views. People
Hmm.
love to watch us do things.
Yes, every day and how we deal with
Yeah,
situations,
issues.
how we deal
Yeah,
yes with issues because it's always refreshing to know you're not alone at something,
That's
even if people nearby, but it's nice to know that someone, like a day's worth of travel is experiencing the same thing you are, but they're in Singapore. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The exact
absolutely.
same thing, so you feel a connection with that person, you know?
And we're all the same down deep.
Yes.
We really are. We all have the same struggles, the same
Yeah.
challenges, and deal with, work, kids, the whole thing, and it's universal. It's
Hmm.
universal.
Absolutely.
Well, Jennifer, I know this is running and it's 444. That is a magic number that has been a part of my life. I was born at 444. My boyfriend, it's been a number that has haunted him, and he always recognizes 444. It haunts him in a good way because it's an exciting thing to see that 444
Right.
for some reason. And I told him, well, I am your 444.
Right.
444 you're looking for. So how about that? But anyway, um, I'm being silly. But anyway, yes, thank you, Jennifer, for coming and
You're so
interviewing with
welcome.
me. I'm
Thank
so
you for inviting me. Yes, thank you for inviting me. And I think this is a wonderful channel. I'll be sharing this with friends and letting them know, those who have businesses, that to definitely take advantage of this opportunity to promote their businesses,
oh,
especially the ones that work, U.S. Yeah, work
yeah.
in the U.S. as well as Canada. So,
Oh, definitely, yes. Canada as well, because I definitely want to expand out of the US and into
mhm,
to Canada and Europe,
mhm,
eventually. So
mhm.
definitely, I'm excited about that. So, well,
Yeah,
thank you again. And I
thank,
just want to wish you all the luck in the world with all of your projects.
thank
And
you
I
so
know
much.
you're going to be successful.
Thank you
So,
so much. I appreciate it, Netta. Thank you.
oh, you're so welcome. We'll talk to you soon, Jen.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye. And thank you all for being here. I always end my conversations and then I have something else to say, but I'm going to cut it off and be really strategic about that. So thank you for watching. I'm Annetta Hunter with wellnowconnect.com and all things wellness channel and website and directory. So thank you and take care.